Anybody out there? Also, forgot to hit the go live button. This could have been a very short thing.
Are the dogs down there?
No. Oh, there's some stuff. You'd be better to sit on that side because you see where all the chat's coming in. Take it. Better if you sit over here. Right on my screen. Well, if you sit closer,
I can see it. Okay, so
do you want to be on the screen?
No.
Debbie is easier to look at. See where I rate.
You could put that in there.
Oh, he can hear me.
Oh, Uncle Wilmer can hear you?
Yes.
Everybody else can?
This is just like when we watch the live stream upstairs. They can see everything we're saying, hear everything we're saying, and we see them through typing.
Oh, okay.
So it's just the other side of the camera.
So why can't you hear them yet?
I don't hear. If I were to invite someone and bring them up, like, what's this?
So they're hearing me now.
They're hearing you now. Yes. Yes.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay,
so our PG rating is questionable when this is all done. Oh, let's see.
Hey, Dwight Curley. Hi, Edward Band 24. High School Kill River Valley.
Can you run some steam trains? I got no steam trains. I got one steam train, actually.
You blow off a lot of steam.
This is going to be a long night. Hey, Tony, good to see you. Howdy, Tennessee River Union Railroad. I think you just subscribed to him. Good to see you. Howdy, Schuylkill Valley Railway, River Valley, excuse me. I figured we're still quite early before we get started on all this, so just kind of we'll see if we can get some more people in. How do you see a count of 10? Oh, 11 watching. Okay.
You're famous to 11 people, dear.
11 people. That's right. Did you be okay on that chair?
Yep.
Okay.
If you hear a loud scream, you'll know.
Pop. Or Monty Python sploot. Martin Searsma, you're bored. I'm sorry. Just starting. Give me a chance. I'm hoping he wasn't really talking about me, but you never know.
No, dear. Yeah, Tony, I see it's raining again.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, starting to flood here on our street too again. Yippee.
Howdy, Vinny. Glad you could make it.
Hey, Cousin Vinny, how are you?
See, if you sit closer, you could be on here too, Is that the whole point?
That's the whole point.
That's the whole point. This is my life, guys. I just thought I'd pass this along, Send some right out west. Dave BNSFN scale. Yeah, you can have it. I've had plenty of rain ended up in my basement lately, so you can have all I had. So if I don't chat much, I'm painting as I'm listening to Kevin. Out of curiosity, Tennessee River Union Railroad, what you painting? Tony, did you get all that water out of your basement? Actually, yeah, your pump was kind of keeping up, if I remember. There's probably a heck of a delay. I do trainer. Really?
Ooh.
That's pretty cool. I admire people with artistic talent. I don't have any, but I do admire people that do. I have delusions of doing what's the guy on PBS?
Bob Ross.
Doing the Bob Ross thing when we retire. That'd be kind of fun. Then he says, "Hi, Deb."
So are you going to have like a happy little squirrel in your pocket?
There you go. I'd probably be a Shih Tzu driving me nuts, but that'd be about it. Cool, Tony. I'm glad it's all dried up. Mine, I'm down to one puddle in the train room. For a while there, I would have had to put waders on to go over to the staging yard, but we're past that, so I'm glad for that. Can everybody hear me okay? Because the happy little CSX train laugh out loud. I like that. Good evening. Howdy, Melvin Fackler. Nissy J, I see you just subscribed to me too. Glad to see you. Glad you could join us.
Hey, Nissy.
We're up to 16 people watching. Dwayne's Fork and Spoon, how you doing? Oh. Flying Crow, how's it going? B&H Railroad, oh, we're starting to get some people in. Dragon Lover 68. Whoa.
Nothing.
Am I boring you too?
No.
Okay, good deal. I can't take the pressure.
Oh, yeah, you can.
We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
My supportive wife, everyone. Yay! You were a bit early, but that's okay. It says Dave BNSF in scale. I see your hat. I'm actually, what happened? Everything went up a lot. Look at that. GMO painting. Ah, now you're talking. Actually, technically, I'm a John, but I don't go by it. So there's at least one John in here. Usually there's several Kevins too. Can you do Union Pacific? Jerry Satariel, I'm sorry. Nice to see you. I know I saw Sparky. Good to see you, Sparky. Good day to you too.
Hey, Sparky, are you getting any rain or are you getting any of the heat? Or are you just hiding out in your train shed and you're not even looking out the window?
I could see that. I don't know. There's probably a pretty good delay. It'll take a while for things to come back. I don't know what it's about our internet. Besides, it's awful.
That's changing soon.
I know. Big news.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. By mine, we got 21 viewers. It's just a little after 6. If it's okay, we'll hang out for a little while. And we got lots of heat. Just getting T-storms now, says Sparky.
Ooh.
Yeah, we just had another little storm go through too. Just what we needed. Ugh. I heard estimates as much. We got upwards of 8-9 inches over the weekend. And that's a lot for us. We had a few tornado watches over here. Edward Fan says, where's over here? Dragon, hope Tuesday finds a 5th month. Let's see. Why do you guys, it doesn't happen very often, Vinny. We've been here, 30-some years. About less than a dozen times I've ever had any measurable water down here. The amount of rain was coming down so quickly, it went right past my gutters and right over and right into my basement. It really was nuts. I've been here a long time. I've never seen that much rain in such a short amount of time.
Now, looking at our porch windows, our front porch windows, I mean, it really did look to me like a tropical storm.
Yeah.
The way the wind was blowing, the street was flooding clear across from easement to easement, clear across the street. The water was flooding the street so bad it was even coming up from the sewer covering. So,
Old house comes in along.
yeah.
Yes, in scale. Container Man, Kevin, that's called a monsoon. Yeah, no kidding. There were several cars that were just washed off of US Route 51 south of town. I mean, it was really that bad. Hey, Tom Joyce. Tom's a member of my group, the N Scale of Bloomington Normal. Good to see you, Tom. Man, this goes up quick. Sounds like monsoons. What's this?
Did you get Dave already? Crooked River.
Oh, hey, how's it going? Crooked River and Eastern. Dave Server. Lehigh River Subdivision, good to see you. Wilmer, says Jerry Setteriel.
You thought I was just going to sit here and be your arm candy for tonight?
Yeah, that's it. When we go there, Jerry. Wow, so many people. Hi, Dwight. Yeah, we got 20. I've got 21 people showing up as far as StreamYard tells me. Okay, Tom, are we waiting for you? Changing devices. 32. Okay. The delay on my internet is outrageous, so it's hard to tell what's going on, truthfully. Rookie Canadian, huh? Okay. Hello to anybody else I missed. Yeah. What? I didn't do it. Wasn't me.
I didn't say a word.
I know. That's what scares me. Nope. Yeah. This is like a one-sided conversation. Yeah. All right. Looks like it's about 5 after, so I thought we'd go ahead and get stuff started. Quickie introduction. I think I recognize pretty much everybody in here, but just to say, my name is Kevin Brown. Obviously, it says so right over there or whatever.
Here.
Thank you. Yes, dear. I'm an N-scaler. I've been involved in N-scale for since I was a little kid in the 70s. I have a N-scale layout behind me, about 12-foot square room. It's made of T-track modules. I've been involved in modular railroading for 30 years. Great club, great bunch of guys. And so this layout I decided to build out of modules, and I'm very pleased with the way that's all worked out. So that's kind of me. That's kind of her. Hi, that's my wife. I found my wife into helping me watch the chat. My wife Deb, and yeah, so that's Edward Fan. I want to get started in N-scale. Good for you. I'm a little biased. In fact, I'm very biased. So that's kind of that. My original idea for all this was to start a discussion or try and start a discussion on the process of running a YouTube channel. I've noticed that a whole lot of my subscribers lately don't have any subscribers, and I actually ran into a new subscriber over the weekend, and at the train show in Galesburg, and I mentioned that you realize that you do have a channel if you have a YouTube a login, and he said he really didn't realize that, and that was kind of the same experience I had. But that was just kind of my idea for where to start off a discussion. There's Tom. Hey, Tom, I'm glad to see you back. So I'll start off. The first question I guess I'd ask is, if you had to do it all over again, what would you do differently? And for me, the thing I would do differently is choose a better name, because Kevin Brown is, you search Kevin Brown, you get millions of Kevin Browns. When I signed up for this, I kind of assumed that YouTube would be very selective and it would give you like a 6-digit number after I'm Kevin Brown 3555 or whatever. It didn't happen. There's probably hundreds of Kevin Browns. So that would be the thing I would do differently. I'm kind of curious if anybody, and the rest of you, now that you've been in the YouTube business for quite a while, is there anything you guys would do differently? You can still, yes, Lehigh River Valley, you're absolutely right. You can still change. I can still change my name. I thought about it. It sounded like a good idea, but we'll see. It sounded like a hassle too. I'm pretty pleased with the way my channel's been growing, so I don't know that I want to risk that. Do you have any tips on starting and end scale? Someone pointed out. Actually, wait, I can do this. Tips for starting an end scale. Don't skimp on locomotives. Kato locomotives, Atlas locomotives are not cheap, but they run really, really well. I was just at the train show over the weekend and found all sorts of stuff I could get very reasonably, but the chances are it wouldn't run very well. I'm a big believer that it ain't no fun if the trains don't run. So that would be my recommendation. I would also, you decide what sort of track work you want to use. I use Kato Unitrack because it's really, really simple and very reliable. But you can do whatever you want, really. There's so many choices out there. Let's see.
We aim to please, Edward.
What was that?
He said he was on the screen.
Yeah. My name, blah, blah, blah. Name. What? What's this?
Tennessee River.
And Christopher Williams, and it's a blah name, so I would create a pen name. And it goes along with the whole, but if you're an artist, it's having a really cool name. That sounds pretty cool. Do Kevin Brown End Scaler. Crooked River. Don't buy. That's it. It goes so quick, I can't handle the pressure. I'm with Tony. Don't buy Bachmann. Although actually, some of their more recent stuff is doing better. I had a friend over the weekend. He bought one of the newer Bachmann steam engines and it ran like a champ right out of the box. So, but long term, who knows? Yeah, I'm agreeing with Vinny here. Don't skimp on turnouts. Absolutely. I know. Vinny's had to change out most of his turnouts over the time. That's probably the weak point of the Kato Unitrack system. Their number 4 turnout is pricey and it needs a little adjustment to work right. Oh, Edward Fantoy, you're Amber's nephew? Ah, my daughter-in-law. That's pretty cool. Small world. Let's see.
That's awesome.
I agree. It is hard to watch the chat. It does go by pretty fast. I know that back to the Bachmann thing, they've been buying out a lot of stuff lately, and they bought out one of my favorite British manufacturers some years back, Graham Farish, and I don't know if it's if it says so much about how bad Graham Farish was, but it was a great improvement in quality when Bachmann came there. To some extent in Europe, Bachmann is much more of a name of quality. Best puller 9 in my layout is a Bachmann steamer. Yep, I had one of the big old Northerns that used to do pretty good too. Tom Joyce, try to decide what you want before you go to the train show. I have a basement full of, ooh, cool. Yeah, I saw that. And you've been trying to get rid of some of that ooh, cool too.
Does that mean it's going to be migrating over here?
No, probably not. Wish I would have used number 6s, not number 4s for the yard. If you follow Roy Smith, I don't think Roy's here. he built his yard completely out of the number sixes, and it does improve quality quite a bit of reliability, but it does mean quite a lot of track spacing, considerably more. So you can't do as much in the space. What's this?
Edward says he's not the 5-year-old.
And I'm not the 5-year-old. Good deal. Good for you.
Good to know.
Good to know.
Good to know.
I know the one you're talking about too. You know, she always show up at train shows and just be big wide eyes. Bachmann diesels are 50-50. I haven't had a Bachmann diesel since the old, the F9s and the Jeep 40s and that from way back when. They were tanks, but they ran pretty well. That's the best you could get. For $20 is hard to go wrong. All right. I think what else I'd recommend for someone starting an N scale. N scale is, let's see. I'll get rid of this. I think I just go there. Aha! N scale is kind of dominates various modular systems. If you go to any train show, you'll find N track or T track or something like that. And you may want to consider that. I'm obviously a big fan of modular railroading and a club. It's a wonderful way to get out, get your toys out and play and meet everybody and hang out with like-minded people. So that's another advantage of N scale. There are some HO standards that are out there still, but it's not quite. There's always the N scalers are well represented at the train shows. Let's see. The 50-year-olds show up at the train show with big wide eyes too. Yeah. The thing is that sometimes I see the kids over there just jumping up and down, and I'm thinking that everybody else in the room who's as gray as me is doing the same thing on the inside. You know, if you're not thrilled about watching the trains run, you're probably in the wrong hobby. Steve, I have 2 BLI diesels, just okay on them. Yeah, I was looking at some of those this weekend, and I managed not to buy them. Yeah.
Okay, so for fear of not being laughed out of the group, what is a BLI diesel?
BLI, that's not Brooklyn. What does BLI stand for? I should know that. Trigogan, hello, Tiger. BLI, what? Oh, no, I didn't see it.
Yeah. Trigoglin.
Yep. Hi, Pappy. What? Broadway Limited, that's right. Broadway Limited. It's hard for me to. Kato is so amazing. The big problem, of course, is they don't have as a depth of stock or a lot of models. I try and model something in the 60s, and the vast majority of stuff coming out these days is cutting edge right now, and so it's very difficult. I have to keep looking around, and then there's always the problem of not knowing if what they have is DCC ready or DCC friendly or just not DCC at all. So I'm always hesitant to buy something that's I don't know much about. Oh, I didn't know that. Your switch is a BLI. Okay, that's cool. I've seen that run. That seems really good. Howdy Caboose 121. We're having a discussion about how to get into N scaler. I sent my BLI. So my BLI steamer back to get another, and I can't program the address now, but everything else works, so I'm going to deal with it. Oh, hey, whatever works. So what is it going to be, 003 or whatever forever? Cameron. Well, we can broaden this as far as what would people recommend if you. What would people recommend if someone wanted to get into HO? There was a time when HO was, you guys had cheaper locomotives and better locomotives, but it seems like you guys are dumping some serious money into locomotives these days. Hundreds of dollars.
Don't get any ideas.
No, I've got way too much invested. Let's see. Yes, Atlas does do older prototypes. I bought some of their Jeep 35s just a while back. I still haven't gotten the second decoder in yet. But oh, this is interesting. BLI decoders don't hold memory and last a short time. I never heard that. That's interesting. Here we have, oops, I missed. Atlas Gold Series, pretty good for HO, and they come with engineers. Oh, that's kind of cool. Let's see. Getting parched. Another hopper, covered hopper on Tony's layout. You've got that wonderful grain facility. That'll be fun to see that switching out. No secret, I'm a Scale Trains fan. That's cool. You'd think the chat would be slow. No, it goes by pretty quickly. That's why I was kind of glad my wife would sit here. I agree with you, Tom. It's whatever matches what you want. We seem to be in a, and this is nothing new, small runs of locomotives. So frankly, the other part of that is if you see it, buy it. If you wait, you won't be able to find it. Walther's engines are good runners and are in less expensive side as a starter and run great. That's cool. I actually bought a Walther's N scale, which I'd never done. But right here, I got it at the show. I don't know if you can see it. It's a DL109 in your pen, Mama?
No, I have one thing.
Okay. I $45, it's hard to go wrong, but everything I read, there's just no way I'm going to get a decoder in it. So I have to figure out, or there's a guy that runs the train store in McLean who's a wizard, but everybody knows he's a wizard, and so there's a long wait. But I may be heading down there and see if I can talk him into carving in on this, make it happen. But Atlas and Athearn are good or well. I try to limit the different manufacturers. Yeah, I could see that. I find that same manufacturer's engines run pretty well together, truthfully. I've never gone through all the problems of speed matching so often I don't have to worry about that much. Okay, do you have any websites that would be good to get first in N scale? My first N scale train. I would recommend actually going to a train show first. I hate to buy something, a locomotive sight unseen that I haven't run, unless it's a Kato. I'll buy them sight unseen. I've never had trouble with a Kato. But in general, I like to get something I can at least see it run first. And so, some better hobby shops will let you do that too.
Was that Edward?
24. And this is Sparky. If you're just starting out, buy local, get advice. I absolutely agree. That's another thing where a club of some sort comes in handy, because almost certainly everybody in there has gone through the same stuff you have. You can at least get some ideas. And here's some suggestions. I got away from me. Yankee Dabbler, hard to argue with Yankee Dabbler. Lombard Hobbies, I haven't been up there in years. That's a great place.
Lots of great yarn shops up there too.
We may be going. I've been impressed with newer Atlas and Gold series. That's what I just got, like Kato, but I haven't bought any of the locos in a while. Been Scale Trains or Atlas, laugh out loud. Midwest Model Railroad is a good store. So is Tony's Train Exchange. Okay, these are all new to me. I like what Vinny says. Watch a lot of YouTube videos. You can learn so much by watching videos. We have such a diverse, large community that you start going down the rabbit hole of checking this out or that out. There's nothing you can't find an answer to, or just ask questions about. There's Tony. Yeah, my Jeep 35s are Atlas Gold as well. Are they gold? Which one comes with the decoder? Is that the gold or is that the silver? I should have got the ones with the decoders. Spring Creek Hobbies has a wide selection too. So there's a lot of choices. Lombard Hobbies is a great start. Get free donuts in the morning. Where's this at? I'm sorry. Free donuts. Tony's Train Exchange.
Spend $30 in gas for a free donut.
Yeah. I like the way you think. Hope that answers some of your questions, places to go. The real problem is the traditional train shop is getting far and few between. Free food. Free food. That's good to know. Free food brings Tony in the morning. Oh, yeah. I'm so disappointed. Lack of N scale. HO, we were just discussing this over the weekend, and maybe you guys know better than I. The old rule of thumb was about 80% of the hobby was HO, and N scale was next at 10 or 15, and then it got down really small really quick. I honestly think there's a lot more N scale than 20% these days. But the problem is I was just at a train show with dozens of tables, and I can zoom through a train show pretty quick because, frankly, only one table in maybe 5 or 6 or 7 has any N scale at all. There's so much more stuff in HO. It's just amazing. This is I shop at Yankee Dabbler in spite of DJ. Vinny's discount code doesn't it? You're absolutely right. You can get a discount code there, and I definitely recommend it. $30 get you a 2x4 piece of plywood, maybe. I'm so glad I got my woodworking done before things went insane. I can't. The prices I'm hearing for lumber are just outrageous. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see. Midwest Model Railroad, Kansas City, Missouri has a new hands-on shop just west of. That's cool. It's good to know. I really want to get to Kansas City. I hate to admit this. I have never been to Kansas City, and it's just, the width of Missouri away. But there's all sorts of cool stuff to see there, and it's a great place to rail fan, from what I understand. Lombard says fruit snacks with my Otis gets some to me a bit melted here in Arizona. I believe that, especially lately. My wife and I made the mistake of visiting my brother in high summer in Las Vegas one year, and we had to have our picture taken by the Las Vegas side. It was 124 degrees in front of that sign. I don't care if it is a dry heat. That's horrible. You guys are crazy. Let's see.
Queue up Fats Domino if you want to go to Kansas City.
Yeah, no, Kansas City, here I come. What are Friday train shows? That's a darn good question. There used to be quite a lot here local. Just look, there's a Google Illinois train shows, something like that. They're just now starting to get moving again. My group obviously went to quite a few train shows before things got crazy. It was at least one a month. There's somewhere in the a state or so away. So that'd be my guess. Do some Googling. Let's see. What's Cheyenne show in May? Ton of N scale. Oh yeah, that looks pretty cool. That would be cool. I know that oh God, what is a lot of the retailers after this whole year of not having any train shows, a lot of the retailers that showed up at train shows are now have a pretty good web presence, and they had to survive. So just some looking around, you might be able to find what you're looking for online too. KCKS has a triple track double bridge. Yeah, is that what's the? Oh, what is that? They call it Santa Fe Junction. Is it? That's one of the web cameras that I always look at. I've never ordered from Lombard either. I'll have to check that out too. I am not afraid to admit that I have a minor eBay addiction. So that's where way too much of my stuff comes from. And Tom helping out here. Yes, Wheaton, Illinois, Dayton, Ohio, Mattoon, Illinois, all in August. Wheaton is one heck of a show. It's more of a gigantic swap meet up in, what is that, College of DuPage? Is that where it's at? Mm-hmm. It's just staggeringly large. So if you can't find it there, it doesn't exist. Let's see. But a lot of N-scale with the same old stuff, not a selection of good stuff. Yeah, there's some of the stuff I know that I've seen on tables for years. They just keep packing it up and bringing it. Sometimes it's kind of cool. I saw a Minitrix FM switcher still in the box, brand new, never been opened. They haven't built those things in what, 30 years? So you never know what's going to show up at some of these swap tables. What did the rest of you? We talked about. Am I the only one that spends staggering amounts of money at train shows? Should I have admitted this in front of you? Where?
I'm the one that runs the checkbook.
That's a good point. Where other places do you guys find to get your fix, find your good stuff? I'm a big fan of eBay just because it's a point click and it's on my door in 2 days most of the time. So it's hard for me to get past that. Yeah, me and eBay, we go way back. Nissy, apparently it's cheaper for my hubby to buy a shop online, went to hobby shop. Yeah. Tom, Great Midwest Train Show at DuPage County Fairgrounds, second Sunday each month. I've been up there in a very, very long time. Decent show since I left Wisconsin. Yeah, there were some good ones. There's I've been up to Mad City a couple times. That's in Madison. That's an amazing show because it brings a lot of people from further west than I usually see. Let's see. Amazon Kato switcher is cheaper than anyone else times. Interesting. When I was putting together my the layout behind me and particularly the yard where there was a whole lot of switches, I can't remember the name of them. I found a retailer on eBay that was just amazing. Okay.
Question for Dwayne. Dwayne's Fork and Spoon.
Just a second. You got Bottoms, BNS, Argentine Yard, UP Yard, Elevator A, Kansas City Southern, New Bay. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in Kansas City. Where's the...
Hey, Dwayne, this is Deb. It says that you got most of your semi trucks from eBay. What line of semis and what era?
I'll have to check out Amazon. I don't even think to look there. Now that we're paying, but the last ones in the plan to become Amazon Prime. Road trip. Sounds like fun.
I'm up for a road trip.
Even Prime, so 2 days. Yeah. Okay, here's what I want.
1950s.
Okay, we'll put one in the trucks. Yeah. So you like the 1950s for trucks? Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
That's when Mack trucks were Mack trucks.
Let's see.
Yep.
Looking for the 80s, Redbird Tony. Yeah, that'd go very well in your era. I'm trying to stick to mid 60s. We'll see. CB. Hello, all. Hey, Kevin. I'm enjoying your channel. Well, thank you. I'm glad to hear that. Uh-oh. Think about selling my Santa Fe to buy more for the layout. That makes sense. Gonna have my wife's Amazon login.
Don't post that on there.
No, that's a terrible idea. Terrible idea. Yeah. Classic Metalworks does 50s. Oh, that's pretty cool. They are roughly mid 50s. So transition era, I'm guessing. I like early diesel. That's what I remember as a kid. I think that's most of us kind of shoot for what our earliest memories of the train world were. Uh-oh. Looks like the deals are being made here.
What's our commission?
Nothing. I think I remember you buying those. What's this?
Oh, a 55 Pete. Ooh.
Okay.
With tank trailer.
Oh, that's not right now. I'm not quite to the point. I did buy a whole bunch of 50s, 60s vintage cars off of Tom Joyce, just a little while ago. So I really haven't been getting into detail parts, but those are just too cool not to go after. Herper HO, yeah. I vaguely remember them. They do trucks, don't they? Models. I heard the name.
Well, if they do the 70 models trucks, they could always get what was that show? Moving On with Sonny and.
Oh, good gracious. Yeah. Was it Moving On? Yeah.
Yep.
We do Convoy.
Showing your other side here, bro.
That's right. See. Oh yeah, I've done a little bit of work with them. Shapeways has many vehicles. They got all sorts of stuff. I have a feeling that's the future where we're going to be going to. That's pretty cool. Just set up here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to do mid 60s. The first generation, or second generation diesels. Yeah. Even though I have running Amtrak passenger trains right now, because that's all I've got, but I definitely want to do something earlier. How tall is an industrial building on your layout? My backboard, I think, is pretty universally 7 inches. I can check that. I'm pretty sure that's right. And so I keep it a little lower than the backboard. So about 7 inches. I don't want to go much farther than that. That's still a pretty big building in N scale. Oh, Outland Model Buildings. I've heard of them. I have no idea. I've never put one together. Outland Model Buildings. It'd be nice to get away from the Walthers kits. They're on every layout and they fit perfectly, but they're not the easiest things to build, and the directions are awful. So I'd like to try something different. Like a 68 Camaro, huh? That'd be kind of cool. If I remember, that might have been my first Hot Wheels car. Snap Together, huh? Let's check that out. I've been trying to stock up on buildings, structures kits. I've got a little bit of extra money right now, and I don't need to be spending it on more locomotives and stuff. So I thought I'd get everything I need for the layout. Yeah, they're very nice, very outdated if you model modern. I suppose that's true. Most modern factories are just conglomerations of various steel kits. There's a lot of ways to try and scratch build. I would think they'd be relatively easy to scratch build. The stuff I know that Vinny did for his layout, they're pretty cool, and the techniques are quite, I think, would be doable. I just like in the year I'm modeling, it's going to be mostly poured concrete and brick and mortar. So that's kind of what I go for. There's only so many ways to paint brick, though, so I'm trying to make it at least a little different. Jan at Shapeways does a ton of vehicles. See you later, Tony. Glad you could stop by. I have a friend who uses 3D printing for his business, and he showed me a very nice, functional, very not hyper detailed, but very, very good 3D printer for $150. I can't even get a regular printer for $150. So I'm guessing I'm guessing that is kind of the future. Shapeways and being able to do this. CB Railroader sold my house, moving to an apartment this weekend. We'll be building an N-scale door layout. Hey, cool. After we settled, have all the track Pico turnouts and ready to go. I wish to heck when I was in college, I built a small layout, And I tend to overbuild bench work anyway. It was supposed to be portable. By the time it was done, it weighed a metric ton. And it was before anybody had ever thought about building something on a hollow core door. It is perfect size for an N scale layout. And of course, it fits underneath the bed. So I'd be curious to see what you end up getting.
That might be an idea for Edward.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good idea. Uh-huh.
I hope the weather holds out.
Boy, we saw your collection of vehicles. You could sell them all and retire comfortably. Huh? Mad about cars on Shapeways. Hundreds in many years from Container Man. We went to the National N-Scale Convention before things got crazy. And I ran into several manufacturers of just vehicles. And I thought there's so much out there that I don't know. I don't spend the time to search to find all these little these smaller manufacturers. There's some really cool stuff out there.
Need to find me a long-nosed Peterbilt.
Yeah, my brother has a business that makes good tool organizing. He has some 3D printers, and yeah, he's made things for me. Yeah, as well as for the layout. I really do think that's almost certainly going to be the future. I know it's dominating the I'm also into gaming and miniatures for that. It's really starting to make an impression in miniatures, is the ability to print something out unique. You just buy the file, an STL file, I think it's called. And all of a sudden, you've got whatever you want. You can make as many as you want. N-Scale Dystopia did various outline models and figures worth a shot. 10 to 15 a kit. That'd be cool. Barn full of trains. Hello there. Glad you could make it. Yeah, some of it is definitely overpriced, and at times I've had some trouble with it being a little on the brittle side, depending on what sort of resin or plastic they're using. It's still just getting started, but we'll see what happens in the future. There's some really cool ideas as far as 3D printed shells that can fit over regular mechanisms. That might be the only way we get stuff that are a little off the beaten path. If you want N-Scale trucks, look up Royal Models on the web. Does great stuff logging in older trucks. That's cool. That's a good idea. I'll give them a shot. Haven't got to the trucks yet. Still working on cars to go with my diners and stuff. Yeah, when you buy your own 3D printer, I think it is a lot cheaper. It's not uncommon, though. There are plenty of people that talk about that. If you don't have one of your friends probably will, and slip them a couple bucks and print the thing out. It's probably it would probably be easier to do that way. Why is this being such a pain? There was for a while. B30-7 AB. Is that what you're looking for, Dave? My dream would be that the Gulfmobile in Ohio in the South had a series of streamliners, the old 30s vintage streamliners, is known as the Little Rebel, and they're quite unique. I think they shared trucks like the Burlington Zephyrs. And I would love to have something like that, but you'd have to design it. There would be absolutely no market for such a thing, but it would be something you could have 3D printed. Lehigh, my beer factory on strike, is an outline kit. Oh, okay. I'm going to look at these out. I know I've heard about these. I've just never really looked into it.
Beer factory on strike.
My time, doing all right. Well, does anybody have anything else they'd like to discuss or ask questions about? Or we have a really good group of people here. We have 30 people here. I'm open for just about anything. I could go ahead and complain about the fact my basement keeps flooding, but that's not going to do much good. You guys know that.
Yes, and complain is the word.
We'll go with that. That's the PG word. Yep. You have to look that Outland kit up. I think anything else. I was kind of hoping that I recognize practically everybody in here, so I was kind of hoping that some of the people that just started. In 13 years, you had 7 floods. Oh man, I haven't had that bad of luck.
We have a friend here in town who had what, a foot of water in her basement?
Yeah. We got, in many ways, we got off light. I've had worse. Yeah, ex-GMO steam. I've read about that. The GMO got rid of their steam engines really early. 47, that sound right? So they, most of them were in pretty bad shape. Pouring rain down here in Florida. If we had a basement, it would have flooded too. Yeah. Ooh, storm water up through the floor drain. We had that happen once. We had there's supposed to be a valve there that prevents that, and ours was all rusted out, and that was terrible. Many thousands of dollars later after they fixed that up.
We were overseas too, and they were working on that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Modern farm equipment, 70s, 90 combines, farm equipment, discs, undercutters, drills, hydros. That'd be cool. I know that there are some modern-ish combines and some of that stuff, but as far as anything more than just a sampling, I couldn't tell you. Oh, Nissy, what's the one tool you use on your layout that you can't do without? It is sitting right here. This is a ancient Minitrix wheel cleaning car, or a wheel cleaning apparatus. You just set it on the tracks and it brings power up through these everything's backwards. To the brass things, to the brass brushes on the top. You set your locomotive on it, it cleans the wheels like crazy. I don't go anywhere without it.
Need your hands.
My hands, well, that too. The other thing I put in there, because my eyes are getting the way they are, I used to make fun of people who use Kato re-railers. I don't make fun of them anymore. I have a heck of a time putting those darn things on there. So I really recommend a re-railer. Let's see. That is a good question, Nissy. Thank you very much. Got one of those, you betcha. My tool's an Optivisor. I haven't gone to that point yet. I still have pretty good close-in vision, but it's going to happen. I had to put together Microtrains couplers for some passenger cars. And, that was some of the toughest thing I'd ever done in my life. Those things go boing, spring all over the place. So, yeah, maybe an Optivisor would have helped with that. Nothing crazy. It needs to get replaced in the basement windows. Yeah, I could see that. I'm with you. Must over 40. Magnifying glass. I have one of those. You remember, it holds it in. God, I can't get used to everything being backwards. It was a thing that had little alligator clips on it, and it held the magnifying glass. I think it was put out by, was it Testers? I've got one of those. I haven't used it in a long time. It's hard to go without a Dremel. Those things are amazing. I don't use them much. I use them more on track work and stuff like that. Ertl made a JD Max 1890. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's some modern stuff. I'm going to be looking for some 50s vintage stuff. My grandpa's farm, they used I don't remember the M's and the H's. They were traded in on a International 300 and a 450, which was my dad's pride and joy. So I need to find some International Harvester stuff of that era. Oh yeah, coupler height gauge. That's no kidding. Okay, I gotta ask: am I the only one that's been considering for years cutting back those grab irons on the Microtrains couplers? Because I have no intention of ever using the magnetic coupling, but they're the things that hold up. That when they drag low, they get hung up on switches and everything else. JD2 wheel tractor, four-wheeled. Oh, interesting. Okay. JD. What's this? Oh, you cut them off all the time? I know the minute I do, I'll want to use the darn things.
Flying Crow, and so does Dwayne.
Yeah, that seems to be more people are doing it. A lot of people cut them short. That makes sense to me. Because those are the most reliable couplers ever made, but that particular aspect is what's going to fail. Oh, JD, John Deere. God, oh, you can tell I was raised in an International Harvester house. Okay, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
You were, I wasn't.
Yeah. Turn them up. I found that I can just use a pair of needle nose pliers if you use them carefully and do a little squeeze on it, and it'll bend them up. I know that all the Kato locomotives come with those Kato couplers, which, you know, kind of Microtrains-ish, and they have the little grab irons to put, or the little metal parts to put in. I never put them in. Yeah, they do have a special tool for that too. Like I say, other than that, those are the most reliable couplers I know of, except a binder. I'm not sure a binder. International binder. No. My dad, to this day, if you were to cut him, he bleeds International Harvester red. We had IH stuff before it was IH stuff on the farm. McCormick Deering. They've stuck with them since the beginning, since the Neolithic, I think. So it's just been a big part of the family. Although when I was a kid, Dad used to restore old tractors, and he did restore a couple John Deere's. The G sticks in my mind, but that was the only time he strayed from the pure faith of International Harvester. Howdy, Wicked Insanity. You're in the right place. Could have short? Yeah, huge difference. I bet it does. One of these days, when I get completely upset at it, I'll do it. There we go. That's a good question. Plastic wheels versus metal wheels. Thoughts? I love the way metal wheels sound, but I spent most of my model railroading career getting rid of Atlas metal wheels. So I like the solid axle plastic because you know it's always in gauge. That's a big deal. I know the modern ones are better, but I'll stick with my plastics. I probably still have a few pizza cutters around somewhere.
Pizza cutters? Pizza
cutters, when they in the early days of N scale, they would put huge rims on the flanges on the wheels, and they were insanely out of scale. So they got the nickname of pizza cutters because it kind of looked like a pizza cutter.
Oh, okay.
Metal wheels if you want clean tracks. Really? You think that helps with keeping tracks clean? That's interesting. You're getting a lot of metal with it. Metal without a doubt. I know that's kind of the trend. 26 still watching. I got 29 and 23 likes. Thank you, Sparky. Yeah, older HO scale did that too. Yeah, the standard when I started up was the Atlas, and they were always out of gauge. It was always a problem. That was on the long list of Atlas problems. We're grading Kato number 4 turnouts though. Maybe. That's the big problem, of course, with the number 4 is they don't have a play. The rail doesn't have a place to hide, and so they get picked really easy. There's a fix for it. It involves pulling a rail and doing a little filing work on it. Now answer why? That's a good question. Okay. No. Only good for gondola loads. Well, that's possible. Okay, I got a question. How many people are rushing to change how they clean their track after the recent recent recommendations on using different chemicals and different things? I still so far have been using isopropyl alcohol and a little elbow grease and a track eraser. Okay, here we go. HO scale plastic wheels suck. I was a part of a club a while back, and then only metal wheels. Wow, that's pretty cool. I had a friend from college. He was stationed for a while in San Diego, and he went to the infamous, well, not infamous, their big scale, N scale layout, and you had to have your stuff all tested out before they'd let you run it on their layout. And they were, I'm guessing, code 55, so there you couldn't have any pizza cutters. Harrison. He was living in a boat in San Diego for a while. Yeah, I said the friend.
Oh, okay.
Older metals were great, but now exact rail make nice wheel sets. Okay. Yeah, I use as high of a percentage of isopropyl as well. Yep, IPA and elbow grease. Hard to go wrong. Abandoned Bright Boy a few years ago. I actually use, what's that over here? This is the, oh gosh, Pico. You can tell it's all rutted and well used. It's not quite as abrasive, but it is definitely an abrasive. Bright Boy. Yeah, Ron Strains and Things, that's the one that made me thinking about it. It's just a matter of trying something different, I guess. If there is a chance that it would mean I wouldn't have to clean trackers often, I got to look into it, because that's kind of the bane of my model railroading existence. Rail Zip and wood sticks. I tried using Rail Zip. A friend gave it, Steve Zink, Tom would know him, gave me some, and all I managed to do was leak all over the place with this red fluid.
I'm laughing with you, dear.
Yeah, it was there. Thank you, Vinny, and good night to you too, Vinny. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. It is getting kind of late here, isn't it?
Good night, Vinny.
I've arrived. Hey, glad to see you. We're probably going to be shutting down pretty quick, though. Sorry. I'll keep going as long as there's something interesting. If people are interested in talking. A brass track cleaning car does a nice job too. I have the, is that CRX? That sounds right. The one that looks like a brass tank car. I've had mixed results with it. It tended to derail for some reason, so I've got to do a little work on it. But I also have the old, oh God, what's right over here? These things, which use Centerline, and that's I've been using that for years and years and years. That works pretty darn good. Yep, CRX. As far as I know, the video will automatically end up on my channel. I guess this is all news to me. I got rid of the one because it was just supposed to be a test. Wilmer was so kind as to sit and help me try and get this StreamYard to work, and my computer for some reason would not let us do something private. So we had to go on and go online. So that's why that ended up being there. Oh, let's see. Yeah, people are starting to leave. Good night, Tennessee. Yeah. Well, I suppose unless someone's got something they want to say or promote their channel, anything like that, we can start thinking about closing this down tonight. Anybody got anything? I'm an N-scale. Yay! Yeah, those center line things, I've been using this thing forever. Got to head out too, Sparky.
Bye, Sparky.
Bye, Sparky. Well, thanks everybody for showing up and putting up with my inexperience at running all this.
Oh, you did fine.
I want to remind everybody that next Tuesday, On Track Tuesday will be hosted by Wilmer on Indian Head Valley Railway, so Railroad Channel. So check him out. I want to thank the Wilmer and all the guys involved with On Track Tuesday for tapping me on the shoulder and giving me a chance to do this. I really had a good time. Yeah. So I suggest you check these guys out, keep going, and also obviously the other streams like Sparky and Vinny and Heath wasn't here tonight. Humanity Junction. I'm planning on putting a video out this weekend with for the train show from Galesburg, which was pretty cool. It's just good to see a good train show again. So, thank you, Wilmer, for saying. I appreciate you. Wilmer, this wouldn't have happened without you. Thank you so much for being so patient with me. Well, guys, I think we'll call this an evening. Thank you, guys, everybody, for showing up. I had a good time, and we'll catch you on the next live streams around. Talk to you all next time.